This is heavy.
Anyways.
All right.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Too much.
Thanks for coming to hang out. We got the one and only Zach Austin, local musician. So, with COVID being what it is and ruining everybody's life as it has, especially doing music, what has that been like, you know, not being able to, obviously all events and stuff have been like canceled and you can't go anywhere and you can't be around people. And so I feel like especially people in the music industry are like really suffering.
I don't know, like it sucks mostly because like we want to do like as much as we can, especially for like places that we frequently play to like take care of us, because like we've already lost like one place that we really like playing at.
Which was?
Brennan's.
Brennan's.
Like, in 5 Points.
Oh, okay. So they just couldn't hack it just with all the shutdowns.
They were doing their best to like safely do music, like temperature, like I mean, like if you take your mask off, like you get yelled at.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were like very specific about like if we're gonna do this and you want to see music, you've got to respect like being there, and did everything really well. But it's also a bigger place like than some of the like smaller places. I don't know if it had to do with like them trying to keep the kitchen and like having more employees. It was just harder for them, but they didn't make it through it. And we did get to play like I think like the night before the last night we got to do the Lonesome up there. It was really cool. It was a great night, but it sucked for us. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, like having to like dig into my savings and stuff like that. It gets like really uncomfortable. But also everyone was supportive with the live stream thing, and then it kind of faded. I feel like some people are probably still doing pretty good with it, but it's just now getting back to being able to play.
So you're actually out and like playing shows and stuff again a little bit, at least.
I
figured you were probably like, oh, he's wide open, like going back at it and like playing all over the place. Like
I think the hard part was just trying to convince people that it's safe enough to actually get out of their homes and go do stuff.
Even when we do something, like it's still like if I'm like sharing about it, I'm like if you're gonna come out, like it's limited, wear a mask and be nice to people. Like don't be that jerk that shows up and is like,
yeah,
you know, even if it's outside, you know, like if you're walking around, just wear it. Like it's not that hard to do. It's not.
We all got to do it. Come on.
And I mean, we've literally made people leave before. Like I've had to say it on the mic. It's like, dude, leave. Like, don't be here.
Yeah.
And it sucks to do that because you don't want to make people mad, especially during these times. But you also want to be safe. I mean, we've also had like a couple of my musician friends have had COVID, like with symptoms. So,
really?
I actually saw somebody last night that just got over it and is on like vocal rest until. I can't remember if he said till October or till the end of October. The doctor was like, don't sing. Like, it screwed his throat up and all kinds of stuff. And then a good friend of ours, Rebecca, she had it and she was down for like a while. And then as soon as they said she was fine, she ended up getting strep throat because her immune system was
dang.
So it was like right when she got done with it, it was just like, oh, and an extra. Screw you. Like, but yeah, it's been financially just like terrible. But it's getting to the point now where, like, everyone's starting to be able to get gigs, but they're, not paying as well, unless it's, like, a big event outside somewhere that's still safe. And it's, like, ticketed, like Avondale, for instance. Like, if it's ticketed, you can make decent money, and but it's still risky. I mean, like, everything's risky.
That's what I wanted to ask about live streams. Is it a ticketed event or is it like donation based?
There's some. We didn't do any like ticketed things. We always just did a thing where it'd be like we would share it and be like, this is like, for instance, when we did ours from the house, we would just use like the Lonesome like cash tags, I guess is what you call them, you know, like Venmo, PayPal, Cash App.
Yes.
And we would just like post that and just hope that we'd play for about an hour and 15 minutes and at the end just see what we get.
Right.
And it was good for like the first few months, and then but there was also like the first few we did like right when it started was great, and then it's like
because people are like, oh man, I can sit on my couch and I can see live music. This is awesome.
Right. But then everyone was doing it, and there's like all these like pages that are for like like locally or no, like socially distanced fest and all these things where it's like worldwide. Like
Okay.
you just like contact them and say, hey, I want to do it, and they have certain rules you got to go by. Like you know, if you're gonna be vulgar and you can do comedy or anything. If it's gonna be vulgar, it has to be in the description. You know, and that's a good way to get out. But also the live stream thing's been really cool because I feel like we've actually gotten some fans that we didn't have because of it for doing stuff like that. Like it's been pretty cool.
I didn't think about it that way. It's a whole new audience, really.
Audience.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was so rad. We caught one of y'all's first performances. I guess y'all did when y'all first started going live, and then I saw the series you guys did with Bailey Brothers. It seemed like they went that was like full blown set and truss and all that stuff.
That was really fun. I don't know if I should say this, but it was also really cool to drink inside of a music store.
Oh, really? So they just set it up in the store. I don't know if we were supposed
to do that. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but
I can't imagine it would be like that bad.
I was like, can we like drink?
You're like, let loose, yeah, man.
I mean, the store's closed.
Yeah.
So is it like a normal show? You have different bands. Everybody just showed up at the store to live stream?
No, it's like one band. Like they did a series where like
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
So it's like you guys would just show up.
Okay.
Yeah, we just did like The Lonesome.
Yeah.
And like a few of our other friends like did their own night. And it was like you show up like right when the doors close, you do a sound check, but they had like a legit stage and lights and everything set up. It was really neat. We did that, and also there's a local production company called Big Friendly.
Okay.
They did they had a little, it was called Hunker in the Bunker, and they did a thing where it was a secret place. I'm not supposed to say where it is, but and they had a full production
yeah, I think that was the one.
So
we saw that one
yeah.
too,
Yeah.
and that was like, okay, this looks legit, you know,
Yeah.
like
and
wherever it is.
I mean, they're the people that do like a lot of the stuff for Avondale, like the light shows and all that stuff.
Okay, cool.
So-
Because they're hurting for work too, just like anybody.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like, we gotta
production
do something,
companies,
man.
Like, I mean, you say y'all are struggling like with the
Yeah.
wedding stuff too. Like everyone that does any kind of event is like doesn't even know what to do.
It's crazy. So with some of the bars that were trying, like you mentioned, Brennan's. Obviously, there's probably a lot of people that wanted to come to the show, but if they're trying to do limited capacity, you know, some stores were doing like 50%, some were doing even less than that. How did that work? I mean, like, they just let the max number of people they could let in and just hope everybody spreads out. And
Yeah, well, like I said, like Brennan specifically was very particular.
yeah,
Like they were really safe about it, and that's why we were okay with doing like an indoor show there, because we knew that like it was like, and also they have like 6 foot like from the stage, so if we didn't want to leave the stage, we didn't have to.
and what time of year? Like in the midst of how long have we been in this? Like 6 months now.
Long enough.
Well, what on the
Concept of time.
timeline?
I have
That's
no
right.
concept of time, especially right now. But I mean, I think it was either the end of July or the beginning of August. So
Okay.
yeah, and then like man, it was funny because like, or not funny, but it was weird because Danny had like hit us up and like I told him I needed to come up there and talk to him because we were thinking about not doing it before we knew they were shutting down. And I went up there and told him, like, hey man, I just don't know if we're comfortable doing it because I feel like doing like the Lonesome up here might bring too many people or something like that. And when I got up there, no one was in there. And it was just him talking to this guy, and he was like, that sucks, because I haven't told anyone but my employees, but that was going to be one of our last nights, was shutting down. And I was like, we'll do it. God,
Never
I
mind.
do that. Like,
Can't go
like,
out like that.
me and him had a few drinks. I might have shed a tear, and then the end of the night was like, all right, let's do this.
Dang.
So, and it was a great show. It was really, really fun.
Well, that's awesome.
So,
And sad at the same time.
Yeah. Hopefully, at the end of it, though, you know, like when everything's over, he can open up a new place.
Is there anything that's opened up in that same spot, or is it just sitting vacant right now?
It's still got some of their stuff in there.
I know a lot of places have gone under due to all this crap
Yeah.
that's happened.
I think the Nick was struggling for a second, which
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't think anyone's gonna let the Nick go though.
Dude, the
It's-
I was
Nick
about
has
to say,
been
that's
way
people,
too
like,
long.
yeah.
Like, come on.
Like, and I mean, no, I don't think anyone's gonna let that place go under. Like,
Well, you know, like the Alabama and the Lyric, I mean, they're like begging for money right now. They're
Yeah.
all hurting.
I'm terrified of that.
And they're like, I think I saw something today that was like do you remember the last show that you saw at Alabama? What if that was the last show you ever see? And I was like, whoa. And they were like, we need to raise $500,000. Otherwise, we are not going to make it, you know. And they're like, donate now. And I guess the Lyric and the Alabama are owned by the same, or like under the same umbrella or something like that. I don't really know. But I know they're both struggling because they've had like, I think the news that I read said they had to cancel like over 90 events.
I think the last thing I saw at
crazy
Alabama Theater was Lyle Lovett. And it's like one of those things where every time I see another show at the Alabama Theater, I'm just like, no, best show I've ever seen. It's like, no, that was.
Dude, the one I'm missing the most, you know, obviously being over here in Avondale, is Saturn. That has been such a drag, you know, because Saturn has been doing the Eat in the Streets, and obviously Avondale having the outdoor venue. They've been able to get some gigs going and are drawing a huge crowd, probably more than they probably should, you know. And like you see about half and half wearing masks and stuff.
Like the Pearl, I think, had like close to 400 people.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
That was
But
nuts.
it's also a huge outdoor.
It's a huge outdoor space, but yeah, you got some people that are trying to be socially.
Now, did they close that whole side street for
They closed all of 41st from the intersection right there at Avondale Common House all the way to the brewery.
Okay.
Oh, just to the brewery. It doesn't go
Or
past.
it went past it. I guess it went to past
close to the train
41st
tracks.
Street pub. I guess to the train tracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you could just walk around. They give you a paper cup. You can get a beer basically anywhere and take it to go. So that was kind of neat. And then obviously Avondale being the centerpiece of it all, having the music, everybody's drawing there, hanging out and stuff.
But they do have live music stuff
for
that, right? Like for the Eat in the Streets thing, like.
I guess, yeah. So I've been hearing like them
play
practicing and stuff because we're just.
No, I mean
here.
like on the streets where they're eating.
Now, I haven't seen any musicians out on the streets. They got like food trucks and stuff parked out there. But like
maybe they only did that like one or two times.
Maybe because they'll set up tables out there,
Yeah.
so you can get saws or you can get post office pies or whatever.
Yeah,
I
did a brunch like the next day after one of those and was like, why is all this out here?
Yeah.
And apparently it was just like, we just didn't feel like cleaning it up.
I
like
guess
it's
so.
not like anyone's coming out.
Yeah. So they've done it either twice or three times now. But basically, I've driven by the next day going to work, and it's like all the tables and stuff are still out there. They'll keep it out there for a couple days. And so it's been cool, you know, and that's kind of been our first taste of like back in the real world. It's like, oh my God, things are kind of opening back up. But right there, man, Saturn is just closed. Like, I think you can go in there and get coffee at Satellite, but the whole music side, they have not opened back up. You can't go in there and play games or anything.
I wish there was a way they could do something where
Such
it's just
a
like
drag.
tabled, like set up.
Yeah,
Still
something.
indoors, like
Bring the PlayStations out and set them outside.
The indoor thing is what scares everyone. Like we're still like really weird about it. Like we're trying to like me and everyone I play with and their bands all like try to be like if it's outdoors we'll do it. Like there's with an exception of a couple places that we know are like being extra cautious.
Right.
So.
Like at Little Italy, are they doing?
They're pretty cautious.
They cautious, yeah.
But they also don't do like music. Like we're the only people that play music there.
Yeah.
We just do it on Tuesdays. So.
Okay.
How did that start? Like that relationship with Little Italy? How did that come about?
So someone else told us that we should go talk to them and try to play there because like, and this is before, but it's become like just like the musician like home base in Birmingham. Like we all just go there. It's like awesome. The owners rock and it's cheap to drink there. So that's easy for us. But and then
do they serve like Italian? I've never eaten there. I've come there and watched you play. I've watched Salo play.
It's, like pizza and like pastas and stuff like that.
So
But
you can get a plate of spaghetti and a beer and watch a band play.
You know? And it's all like local musicians, mostly like original music, and it's like before COVID, it's like music every single night. And it's free. You don't have to pay.
That's pretty rad.
And I mean, there's like a whole like thing of musicians on the wall, like Birmingham musicians, and but it's funny because like before it got like really big, like just a music joint, like somebody reached out to me in Shallow and was like, hey, y'all should like try to play this place. They're like really cool owners. Like they just like got the place from someone else. And so we met up with them and was like, yeah, let's do this. And I was like, kind of like real strict with Shallow. I was like, we need to get there on time, play, don't take long breaks. Like just do what we got to do. Like, and
be very professional.
Now me and Shallow have a joke. It's like, you think they'll let us bring a live chicken in here? And we're like, yeah, they'll let us.
They'll let us. I'm gonna bring 2 chickens.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those people rock.
That is cool because the first time I think we came and watched you play, I was like, this is Italian restaurant with like kind of like country blues music going on.
It's strange, but it's cool.
So it's a cool vibe, but yeah,
it's fun. I mean, it's kind of more of a bar scene than it is a restaurant. Like, the food's good, but it's more of like a bar.
I gotcha.
Than it is it's kind of weird for it to be Italian food, but it's like.
I guess you just don't think of Italian food as being like bar food.
Yeah, let's go hang out at the bar. We'll get a pizza.
I'm getting a meatball.
I mean, you can't beat pizza though.
Yeah, I mean, it goes hand in hand with drinking. I know what I'm talking about.
That's cool. So you do hang out with a lot of local musicians. I've been listening to a lot of early James. His stuff is amazing, and obviously you're doing The Lonesome now. So is that? I keep seeing him jamming with you. Is he like a part of that, or has he just been playing? That's your band that you guys have been doing.
Yeah.
It all gets meshed together because I see like the same set of musicians and like all these different bands, and it's always under a different title. It's like the same dudes, and y'all sometimes be playing different instruments.
We're all just like really collectively creative. So it's like like there's Early James has his band, and he plays guitar with me as well, and Adrian's in that band. He plays bass with me.
Okay.
And then Daniel Rain has Little Rain Band.
Little Rain Band, yeah.
And Joey and Ford both play in Early James as well, and they play with me. But then like the Stepdads also has Justin in it. He's in a band called Winston Ramble.
Okay.
And they rock.
So how is everybody else doing in the midst of all the craziness?
It's kind of all the same. Like we've all like been like struggling, but then every now and then we'll get like one like really good opportunity to do something cool. Like James just got back. He did like a mini tour with Marcus King, but it was like they're doing like full on concerts, but it was driving. So
really?
You stay in your car and, like,
that's pretty cool.
I've seen a lot of those pop up now.
And he got to do that, which we were all kind of jealous because like it was like Early James, but it was like, but we just want you, like. So it's like everyone's just like, oh, cool, screw you, James. You just get to go do this by yourself, like. But it was weird.
Shake the tambourine.
But he was kind of weirded out about it too, because he's like, I haven't done like solo stuff, like big stuff, like as a solo thing, like in a while. But Marcus was also stripped down. He was just doing like a trio.
Okay.
But and they all had to do like a COVID test before they got on the bus, and we were kind of joking about, it's like, well, what if somebody has it and you don't get to do it? Wouldn't that suck?
You have to come crying back home and sit here on the couch with me.
But it was like a whole like crazy thing where like we were still trying to do a few things, and James just had to stay home, so it worked out. It's like, well, we get to do things while you don't.
Yeah.
Because he was terrified. He's like, I have to like not test like positive,
sure,
this, like, or else I can't get on the bus. And it's like like we're all dying to be able to do something cool and like get back to our normal crazy lives. So.
Now, has that sparked any, being, holed up and obviously not being able to play as much as you guys like, do you feel like you're able to be more creative, like, writing more, or are you just, like, get me out of this?
Well, James has been doing a bunch of, like, co-writes with people, which is really cool.
Okay.
Like, he actually got to do a co-write with Rob Thomas.
Really? Are you serious? Okay, all right.
Turns out he's a cool dude. But
I've always kind of had love-hate thing with Rob Thomas,
But he's done a bunch of cool stuff like that. Like me personally, I've like since March, I think I've only written 2 songs, and I'm like kind of beating myself up over it. But I'm just not creative. Like I've got a bunch of songs in the work, but I finished.
Well, I was about to say, like you had the Lonesome album ready to go right before all this happened, right? I mean, didn't you? We were talking early, and you said some stuff actually got postponed because of it. It was supposed to come out in like
April, and now it's not going to come out. We're hoping to do the release at Avondale in November, so early November.
A little bit of a delay there, I guess. Yeah. Just a little bit.
So, but I mean, it got to the point like we were like trucking along, and then it hit, and CJ from Rocket Number 9 was just like, yeah, like we can't have people in right now, and it just like was like just cut.
So is that what's Rocket Number 9? I guess I'm not familiar.
Rocket Number 9 is CJ Griffiths is doing, like, it's pretty new, but he's doing like my stuff and several other like local bands.
It's like a recording artist, I guess, or recording.
Yeah, he's like recording and mixing.
Okay, I gotcha. So it's not like a label, I guess, or anything, or not yet, maybe.
I guess not yet. Yeah,
okay.
Like he's fairly new at it, but he's doing a great job. And I was actually talking to him earlier today, and we were joking about like so the first day I went in there, like I mean I haven't been like trying to record anything since we did stuff for Calling Station, like with John, and which I saw John.
I know, man. What's John been doing, man? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I guess he's still at Tin Roof,
yeah,
like doing stuff over there. Yeah.
But
love that guy.
And we were joking about like the first time I came in, I was just like, oh man, I really kind of hate recording because there's a lot of pressure involved. And the way he does it's really cool though. Like it's real laid back and stuff. But the first day I went in there, we showed up, and CJ's like, "Hey, this guy died and left me a bunch of alcohol." So there's like a handle of vodka, like a handle of gin, and like 40 something like Budweisers.
Well, that'll loosen you up a little bit.
He was like not doing good, so couldn't drink, and then he died, and like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, like we don't really drink. Do you want all this alcohol?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll take it to the house." But it was like on the verge of going bad, so we just like got really drunk.
Like, what better way to?
Yeah. So, and then like I don't know, it was just like a fun. We didn't get much done the first day, but
that's cool. Well, I did pull up your Spotify, and I know you've got one song on there that was really cool.
Yeah, we did the single.
Yeah.
That album cover was so
album
cool.
cover's really cool, man.
That was in Mobile.
Lonesome Stranger right there, you know.
That was in Mobile. Actually, in that picture.
Can you pull
wait, y'all
up?
know Malia?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Malia took that picture. And
really?
I had a chili dog in my jacket pocket.
You had a chili dog in your jacket pocket.
Yeah. Like a street chili dog, just like wrapped in aluminum foil.
Okay.
I planned on eating. And
That's
I never
cool.
did.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was in Mobile. I was trying to figure out which hotel and like
can't
downtown it was that you were staying at. 'Cause it didn't
I
look
want to
like
say we
that,
went
so.
down for like South Sounds or maybe a show at like a Mary Widow or something like that. Like and we stayed like I went down with some friends and they booked like it's supposed to be like a haunted hotel down there or something. Everything's like real like cool and like I guess would that be like Victorian style or something like that? Like something weird.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not an architect, but yes, probably Victorian style. But yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's pretty. World keeps turning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a solid song, man. I think my favorite so far is the green beans and bacon. That's solid.
That's not gonna be on this actually.
It's really. What? Why not, man? That's such a good song. I find myself humming that all the time.
I think part of me didn't want to do it because everyone wanted me to do it.
Oh, dude.
Rebellious.
So where did that song come from? Was that one that you wrote, or was it?
Green Beans and Bacon is actually I wrote that song kind of joking to make Shiloh mad, and she was like, "I like it."
Dude, I like it a lot.
A lot of people like it.
Like just the other day, I pulled up the Bailey Brothers thing, and that was one of the first songs you played on that mix.
Maybe
on the stream or whatever. And I was like, dude, that's such a catchy hook to that song. It's really cool.
Everyone wants to hear that one. And then I have a song called Farming for Jesus.
Okay.
It's every time I write like a joking song, everyone's like, that's catchy. I like it. I'm like,
dude, well, that's how like a lot of artists get famous. They like write joke songs and it's like, you like this? Are you serious?
Green Beans and Bacon is literally about like my favorite food. So,
well,
beans and catfish with like peas is like my favorite thing.
Well, I'm gonna join the group of people that advocate to have it on the album, especially since the album's not done yet. You still got time to throw it on there.
Well, this is
bonus track.
It's just
bonus track. There you go. Yeah.
Well, this is just gonna be an EP, and then like once this is out, we're gonna start working on a full length.
See, that's me. I don't understand music terminology. Like when you say album, I just think like, oh, all your songs that you've written lately on one body of work, and it's like no, this is my EP. No, this is my full album. Oh, that's the bonus track, and like I get lost and all that. And then
this is just gonna be 5 songs.
What's a record versus an album?
This is gonna be 5 songs.
So 5 songs, is that considered an EP?
And then the EP, this will be the EP, and then like my album will be probably like 10 songs.
10 songs. Yeah. So what qualifies as a full album? A full length album is usually what, 10 songs?
Like I don't actually know the terminology. I know like EP is like a short version, and a full length is an album.
Okay. Well, you're schooling me.
It is what you make it, man. It can be.
My EP is gonna have 17 songs, but the full length that's gonna have 42.
Yeah. Which like, and it's crazy because I mean I haven't recorded or put out anything since we were in Calling Station.
Really?
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how my brother's in this band
that's the only
that
band
I know
I've ever been in.
almost nothing about for this whole time? And we have it back here.
Yes, we
He's
do.
on the cover, ladies and gentlemen. My brother.
Another cool
is on the
album cover. Yeah.
I was.
What'd you play in this bass?
I played bass.
Is this when you played the stand-up bass?
So,
because you drove a Honda.
That's a whole story.
He drove
man.
a hatchback Honda Civic. and came home with this thing
with a bass
in the
guitar,
back.
a stand-up bass guitar.
Let's talk about that.
It's all a blur, but we found a guy. Obviously, we were trying to. I feel like in a lot of ways, I was looking up to Banditos and like the things they were doing, and I had never been in a band before, and so I thought it was just cool to like finally be, because all my friends were in bands and everybody's in bands playing music, and got teamed up with you. It was right after I came back.
Return. This podcast is about you now, Alex.
Clearly, yeah. But yeah, we found. I think Drake was really. He found this stand-up bass that somebody was selling on Craigslist or something.
Yeah, you got it for like.
It was super cheap.
Yeah.
And like even, I remember in the dude's driveway, I was like, okay, he's asking like $400. I'm gonna go in and I'm only gonna tell him I got $3 or something, even though I had an extra $100, willing to pay the full price. And I got Drake on board. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna give you this other $100. And so if he doesn't want to make a deal, then you just say, hey, I'll give you an extra $100 to help pay for it or whatever. And so I walked in and I pulled out my wallet and I was like, $300 is all I got, man. And he was like, all right, I'll sell it to you for $300. And so if that was the actual amount, but we got it for $100 less than what he was selling it. And then I think I took it home and started practicing on it. But up until that point, I've been playing on like just electric bass. And I don't know. I feel like it lived at your house for a while because I brought it over and it was too big to lug back and forth, so I just left it over there. And then Drake started playing on it a bunch. And
so how did you get wrapped into this? Did you always play bass?
Actually, how did this happen?
It's kind of like I didn't even live in Alabama when y'all were starting the band. I remember the first couple of shows that y'all played. I wasn't even there.
Were you in LA this time?
It was me, Donnie, Drake, and Curry,
yeah. And so y'all had pitched the idea of starting this band, and I was like, well, I've always wanted to be in a band, and I play bass, but let me hang with you guys. And I guess y'all were looking for a bass player. And y'all had played a couple shows before I got there. And then when I came back, I started jamming with you. And that's when we started playing gigs around town, and then we recorded with John, and then it ran its course, and, we had a lot of fun, and obviously recorded this. I think you still probably play some Calling Station songs from time to time.
I play a few of them.
But life being what it is, we all kind of went our different ways. And obviously you're still sticking with music and killing it.
Well, I hear there's some Calling Station shirts floating around.
Yeah.
Dude, I would like to have one of those to relive
on
that.
one of those.
That
So,
time.
yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My brother's cool. Now I know you're cool.
I did play in a band at a time.
Anytime I asked him about it, he's like, "Oh, it was a thing." I was like,
we did a music
right,
video.
cool.
Like
We did.
that was kind of when I was first getting into like videography and stuff.
Actually,
and,
when I saw John last night, the last song we did, I was like, "This song's for you, John," and I did a "Don't Know How to Love You," and I screwed it up.
Such
really
a
bad.
good
I forgot,
song,
some of the
man.
words.
That was such a good
I had to
song,
start it over, and he was just like, "Come on!"
dude. Yeah.
Did you do the music video for that?
Yeah. Did the
Really?
music video for
It was like
Don't Know How to Love
a
You.
camera on a skateboard.
Yeah. We built a gimbal out of a skateboard and a tripod that I taped to the skateboard. She's about to play it right now. Here it is.
Oh no!
So yeah, man, there it is. Look at that.
Babyface
College
Zach,
Station.
let's not do that.
I had the little what do you call that? The lens flares. Look at Donnie. Oh my god, I haven't watched this video in forever.
That house is right around the corner.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So-
I love the facial hair with the.
How long ago was this?
How long was that?
Would it say on YouTube?
It would say when the
When it
upload
was
date
posted?
was.
Yeah.
I'm sure it says somewhere.
I'll find it.
A long time. It's been a while, like a lifetime ago. It feels like 2012.
2012.
So 8 years ago we did that.
Reunion, baby. I'm calling it now. I'll buy a ticket.
We'll fly
I'll
Drake
be there.
in, yeah, and get Donnie a sitter.
Hey, Zoom's popular right now. Just everybody Zoom call in.
Just zoom in.
I don't
Yeah.
It'd be the
think
worst
I
concert
don't
ever.
think Donnie owns a banjo anymore. I don't think. Like I saw him not long ago.
I don't own a
think he's
guitar
really
anymore. I
playing
don't have a
like
bass. Like I haven't really. I think music for
I've
me
got all
was
that
never.
It's not going to work.
Got all that
No one
stuff.
has instruments anymore.
We could do it. We could make it happen. So, yeah,
You
a
just
little
get-
trip down memory lane right there.
So whatever happened to that bass? The stand-up? Did you say? I missed it.
I don't know.
I remember like when
I
we,
really
when we
don't
kind
remember.
of split up as Calling Station. I think we like kind of divided everything up. That was bought because we bought most of like the PA and everything that we had that we when we did
Yeah.
have to use like it was all bought with like band money. So.
I guess with my idea, it was like, especially once things started we started taking our own paths. It was like, well, you guys put a lot of work into acquiring the equipment, paying for the equipment and stuff. And so I was like, whatever you think you can get for it. And I think I just left it, and y'all may have sold it or something. I know I didn't end up with it. I didn't keep it. And I don't think I never even played a show on it.
Drake might have ended up with it.
I know. I think just for convenience, because it didn't have a pickup in it.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing. It's like, well, we don't have a way to really mic this thing. So I kept playing shows with like electric.
It was also just a lot to like. I think it was like an idea.
It looked cool, yeah. And I guess there were a lot of bands going through the same phase. Like, we gotta have a stand-up bass, man. We gotta have a stand-up bass. And we fell victim to that, and it wasn't practical. But
what was that like trying to learn that? Same thing?
Yeah, I mean, again, I probably didn't stick with it very much. But it's basically the same. It's the same chords, same structure, everything. It's just like vertical instead of sideways, and obviously the strings are bigger and everything. And I don't know if most stand-ups have frets, but I didn't have frets on mine, so it's hard to like find.
Yeah, that's
the
the
notes.
big thing, finding your notes.
They're all fretless.
You do like positions, like
And so yeah, I couldn't. I don't think I gave up on it pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't.
They're also like hell on your hands, man.
Oh yeah, dude, those things are huge.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's a lot of fun. But so lately, I mean, are you actually getting out to be able to play some music here and there from time to time? I mean, obviously, you say you're back at Little
We're doing the Tuesday thing with Stepdads right now, which is a good little, little bit of money like once a week, and then everything else is like super spread out. Like I've got that, and I have a private gig in Nashville. Like next week. I think that's all I have this month.
So when you play like small gigs like that, is it just you, or do you have a couple guys going with you?
The thing in Nashville will be just me.
What does Nashville look like right now? I know it's kind of been busy almost.
Well, they got hit by that tornado not too long ago, didn't they?
Last time I was up there, I didn't really go into like main, because I didn't really want to go to like bars or anything. I was staying with a friend of mine who's got like a property up there with like some horses and stuff like that. We just kind of stayed at his place, did stuff.
Do y'all have like a good turnout as far as, are they similar to Birmingham, or what does it look like?
As far as playing up there?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't in a while. I don't know.
This is the first time. I thought you said you were there last week too.
I was just up there hanging out.
Oh, okay.
So, but
yeah, with them being like the hub, like live music everywhere. I wonder kind of what that scene's been like.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they're hurting, man.
I know a buddy of mine, like Ryan Saab, which he's doing a lot of cool stuff too. But he's doing his first gig like since COVID even started. Soon, it's like coming up. Yeah, he hasn't done any live.
It's got to be nerve wracking.
Yeah.
Does it?
Jumping right back into this.
So how long did you go without playing a gig?
Like a live gig?
Yeah.
Trying to think. It was several months. I went several months without any live performances.
It was hard for us jumping back into weddings too, because you get just so used to being in the flow, and then all of a sudden you've got to like kind of redirect like what this looks like, especially in COVID. It just feels different. It feels weird. I don't know. It was hard.
Yeah, it's strange, and it's also strange because like the whole half capacity thing. So a place that you're used to like being around like a bunch of people or something like that, and you're playing, you're like, it's
just different vibe, I guess.
It's different, yeah. It's not any less like fun or anything like that, because you're like, I'm getting to do this, but you're like, man, I just miss like it being.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was about to ask, like, obviously when you guys were doing a lot of live streaming, was that weird? Did you feel like you played differently or acted differently?
I hated it.
It's like after the song's over, you're just like tuning your guitar. It's like, ooh, all right, we're going to play another one.
Instead of having like applause.
And having like applause.
You're like, hey, do we got any comments?
Like, do we have comments?
What are they saying?
Any questions from the audience?
Yeah.
Because you feed off the crowd.
Right.
You need
you
human
need that
interaction.
downtime to kind of recoup, I guess, especially if you're going, and I'm just guessing, from like a really upbeat song to maybe a slower song. You're kind of like changing to like, without having the energy of the crowd to feed off of. Maybe that's kind of.
It's very strange. But
it's like
we're
got
also a bunch of like goofy dudes. So like we had some like some people were like, yeah, like y'all are like our favorite thing to watch because it's not just like awkward in between songs. Y'all are funny. You know, it's like kind of makes you feel like you're just hanging out in the living room or something like that. But which was cool. But I don't know. And I'm super fortunate to like live with musicians. If I was like living on my own through this, I don't know what I'd have done. Like, but very fortunate to have musicians that I live with to be able to like, because you know it's like, oh, we can't go to bars, but we can
have a jam session right there,
play and like drink and kind of pretend like we're having a normal life. But
so when you guys aren't playing, or I mean, what fills the time and the void? I guess
I've done a lot of like hiking and
really okay, that's
I
cool.
stay in the yard. Me and Daniel started a garden.
I'm gonna grow some tomatoes.
Yeah, dude, we got some rockin' tomatoes,
Rocking tomatoes,
peppers and eggplant and all kinds of stuff.
Okay, that's sick. And you said you're up in Glen Iris right now. Okay, so who is it that you're living with? You're living with
Daniel Rain and James Mullis, and then Justin, who was living with me. He moved into the house next door with his gal, and so James moved in.
Okay, sweet.
When he moved out. So,
and are both of those dudes from Birmingham originally, or?
So James is from Luverne, Alabama.
Okay, I'm not Luverne. Yeah,
it's down like towards Troy.
Okay.
And then Justin's from Haleyville, and I think.
But you guys have been pretty
Daniel's
close
from
for a while. Like, how did you meet those guys? Just through playing and just bands and stuff. That's cool.
But yeah, they're all wacky. I love them.
Well, that's cool. Well, hopefully you guys can be able to get back out there and start jamming again soon. Seems like Little Italy's is being friendly to you guys and showing the love.
Yeah,
you know?
they're like my family, pretty much. Like, we take care of them, they take care of us.
So besides Brennan's, I mean, is there any other places you're hoping to get back into that?
I mean, there are some, but like most of them, we're still not like comfortable playing it.
Really? Okay, so that's kind of on y'all, just not really feeling like.
Like, I mean, I've been hit up to play like several places, but I'm just like,
big crowds and stuff.
Not yet. Yeah, like it's too much. So I mean, we're all looking out for our best interest. So, because if like one of us gets it, then like we're all screwed.
That's it.
Like,
Yeah.
We can't do any of the ones that we're able to do now. So,
No.
And I definitely like with our buddy Ham like getting it, and now he's on vocal rest for.
That's so
insane.
insane.
I can't imagine not even being able to sing for that long. Like,
Did he have like the typical symptoms that I mean, I know it affects everybody differently.
I don't know what all he had. I know that it like something like just he ended up with like some type of throat infection as well, or something like, and it just like screwed him up. And they were like, "Yeah, you don't need to be like singing at all.
Yeah,
like just if you can, just not do it."
just don't sing. Just stop singing.
So he's like, I've just been like wearing my guitar out and just being like, you know, like, which he just recorded with the same guy I recorded with too.
Okay,
Like,
cool. So do you still have the rest of the album to record, or are you?
It's done.
It's already done and
on
everything.
mixes,
Oh, okay,
and,
sweet.
Actually, I should get the final mixes of everything tomorrow, and it'll go off to mastering.
Awesome.
And
So what's the next step after that? I guess when can I get the full Lonesome album and hear it?
well, the EP will probably come out in November.
Okay, see, there's my terminology get messed up, man. I don't understand. Like, so the EP, you said 5 songs will be on the EP.
songs, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Where can people find it? I guess you'll be promoting it, but
Yeah, I mean, when it comes out, it'll come out on the same day we do the release show, and it'll be like you can get like a physical copy, or it'll be on everything, so like Spotify and
Anywhere
Apple
music is
and-
available,
I don't
you'll be
even
able to
know all
find
of
it.
them. I just know like
That's
also
amazing.
I have no idea how any of that works. CJ has been super helpful, and like he's like, I'll do it. You know, like
that's
I don't
how
know.
it should be. You shouldn't have to like, you're the artist, just like pass
I
all
don't know.
that off
Like,
to somebody else.
I haven't had a computer since like 2007, so I don't know how things work. You know, like I'm almost like embarrassed about how bad I am at technology.
Yeah.
Like
It all sucks.
yeah, and Shiloh's helping me out with the artwork,
Yay.
and we'll have shirts available by then, and
Okay.
all that.
So how's
all that
Shallow
groovy
doing?
stuff.
Because I know you jam
She's
with
good.
her a
She's-
good bit, man. She's awesome, super
Dude,
talented.
We've played together twice since March.
Really?
I think twice.
Now she's still been doing like solo stuff here and there, or just like doing stuff on
Well,
like
she's-
doing
she's-
streaming thing, or I mean whatever a musician can do. I
She's
guess.
been even more careful than me. Like
Really?
she doesn't really leave her place. But she's been working on her like full band stuff, and just doing what she can do. But she has been playing like a few shows, like just with other people. Like but she's way more cautious. Like I should probably take note, honestly. But I gotta make money.
We all
So,
should.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, but she's
That's
doing
cool.
great. I mean, she's a lot better at like staying home than I am, and like being like, oh yeah, I can just sit here. You know, I can't. Like,
You just get like stir crazy.
yeah, I crave like people. I need to be around.
Sure, yeah.
So I can't sit at home. Like
I
that's
guess
why I like hiking and like I stay in the yard, and I've just got to
Starting a garden.
Yeah, I just gotta stay busy somehow. I can't just sit still.
I guess in my mind, I'm like, things are starting to open back up. You know, we just went to the show in Avondale. Like, musicians are starting to get back at it. This is great. Life is back open. And then, I don't know, to hear from you, it's like, well, things are still kind of pretty tight right now. We're not
Yeah.
really
As they should be.
doing a lot.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I would guess, like, or like the music industry as a whole is probably suffering in a way. I mean, is there any
Insane.
insight, anything you would know that I wouldn't, like, okay, like Bloodshot Records, you know, are they still
Do you
doing
know,
well?
Do you know about their whole like fiasco with?
I guess not.
gonna
They're
let
the only like label that obviously having friends that are on that label. I've kind of like followed them a little more than
Yeah,
I'm not in the know as
I'm
far
gonna let
as
you look into that.
okay.
Okay, now I'm interested.
Nah, y'all look into that.
Okay, all right.
It'll be
All
a
right,
part
we'll let
two.
that be.
Yeah, after we do our research.
Okay,
All right.
There's a whole weird thing going on with Bloodshot.
okay.
Just apart from like regular industry troubles, or
Yeah,
now you got me curious. What do you know that I don't know, man?
I'm surprised you don't know from like Randy and them. So
Like I said, man, I haven't talked to Randy in
Yeah.
a while.
We'll get Randy on the show.
yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
I don't want to talk about.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's weird that
fine.
I would even bring that up. Okay, well, yeah, I would think that, you know, just labels in general, obviously not having artists out there being able to play,
Mm.
you know, just, yeah. And then even all the way down to like the stage handlers and lighting guys,
Yeah.
everybody's struggling.
Yeah, I'm friends with a ton of like stagehand and production company like people and stuff like that, and like it's weird. Like they literally like they just want, you know, it's like I just want to set up a stage.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you said like, okay, so you started doing a lot of streaming, and that was doing pretty well up front, but then I guess after everybody starts doing the streaming, it's not as
Like anything,
it's
it
not
gets
doing as well. It's just
oversaturated.
saturated. So, is there another outlet or another way to, you know, do you see this changing the way we view live music in any way after we get through all this?
I was kind of hoping that it was gonna like doing the live stream was gonna open a new channel to.
like more
and I
people
think-
like wanting to
I think
like
it might
receive music that way, because I dug it. I mean, I
Yeah,
think we were
good way to like see people you might not ever have a chance to see, like from
Yeah.
overseas or something. You know, it's like like that socially distance fest thing. Like it's like I get to see people from like other countries like doing like just music I've never even like
yeah.
like thought about. You know, and just like this is really weird but awesome. Like,
Well, I know some of the big festival. I mean, this is before all this, but I know like Lollapalooza and like maybe even Bonnaroo, but like a lot of them, you could actually go on YouTube and catch like live streams of these festivals that you're not going to.
yeah.
So I
Well,
thought that was pretty
They did the
rad.
Luck reunion with Willie Nelson. Like they did that live.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and
So
it was like all the artists that were supposed to be on it, like Margot Price and all them. They just did it from their house.
really,
Streamed it, and it was like a however long thing, and like it would just like each artist did about like 3 or 4 songs,
Ooh.
and it would just go like man, it was-
however long it went.
yeah,
Yeah.
super cool. Like we watched the whole thing at my house. Like
So
it was
that'd be
great.
cool. So you're still getting like your live fix, and you know, see
Yeah,
what
but
artists
it's
are
still
doing.
not
But it's,
the
it's
same.
still not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't beat a live crowd.
Yeah, but
So-
it's working as well as it can, I guess.
Cool. It's crazy world. Well, dude, thanks for coming to hang,
Yeah,
man.
for sure. This was
This
awesome.
has been fun, and hopefully it wasn't super awkward. On a scale of 1 to 10, how awkward did this feel?
Not as bad as I thought it'd be.
It's like, okay, I'm sitting here with all these cameras on me, and this feels super weird.
Yeah, I'm doing
So,
my absolute best not to go.
just stare at the camera, the Ricky Bobby hands. You know, I don't know what to do. Yeah, I think the more we do this, hopefully people get a better understanding of what we're going for. Because I think when I reached out to you, I really didn't have anything to show you. So, hey, we were filming this thing in my basement.
Well, I just
You want to come hang out?
I
You know.
just seen like that clip of the one that Nick did, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then you hit me up, and that's why I was like, yeah, I'll do one.
Sure.
If Nick did one, I'm jealous.
But then right before you came, we were like, what are we talking? Like, what is
Yeah,
this?
I was
Are you
like,
filming this?
wait
Like,
a
what is
minute.
this?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, like many millions of other people, I'm trying to do a dumb podcast in my basement. So
Nah, this rocks. This is really cool.
This does rock. Come on, bro.
thank you. Yes, it
I
does
think this
rock.
is awesome.
This
Have
is
some
awesome.
Confidence.
Got
Sweet.
Deers, dogs.
That's right.
Yeah, sorry, my
Damn
dog was
dog.
barking earlier
No, I love
and kind of being a little.
Cute.
She's not. See, I don't know if we ought to keep her upstairs or bring her down here
Put
because
her in.
eventually she gets
She hasn't
bored
I
down
think
here.
I think it's cool to have a dog in it, like a
I think-
little bark in the background. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, cool. Like,
I think it works.
just-
Bring
just
if you
hanging
can
out like
catch
some
her,
normal
bring her.
dudes.
I'll put her on camera.
As she
So we
chases
have
the
a little
dog.
dog, and she's. I think in every episode that we filmed, you've heard her barking in the background. Throw her on the table.
There she is.
Come here, baby. Oh my goodness.
This is Lola.
This is Lola. She's the terror of our household.
you got something to say?
Yeah. Put her on the mic. She's got a lot to say. For sure.
So when did you first do your first podcast?
She's like, this is the first time I've been put on the spot.
They actually
Oh.
let me on the table.
So some things we got to get figured out. Getting some air conditioning down here because it's
It's not
little.
bad.
You're
It's
not
also-
bad. Okay, good.
Rather.
Because we
It's
had
also
Nick
about-
over,
It's also
and
about
he
to be
was like
fall.
dying.
It's like the first thing everyone says.
Well,
Is,
It's
also
like, oh
wearing,
my
man,
god,
it's hot
so
down
hot.
here.
Like Tim complained a lot.
He's also wearing like Carhartt overalls. So.
True.
Well, no, Nick wasn't bad. It was Tim. I don't know, not to hate on Tim, but he complained a little
Just
bit.
shit on
But
our
it's
guests
also
real quick.
Alex complained a lot.
It's also about to be fall. Though, so.
She's real.
Yeah, no, but like right before you got here, I had the doors open because I was like, dude, I gotta get it cooled off.
okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't
Because
think
like
it's
I
as
didn't
bad
want you to be down
there
here
at
and be miserable, and it's like,
all. I'll say like I don't really like sweat.
okay,
It's not a healthy thing. Like, I'm just full of toxin.
well, I'm digging that trucker
I've had this since
cutoff.
elementary school.
Dude, it
What?
Yeah.
Do you know, do you-
It is literally see through. Look at this.
yeah, man. Do you follow? Who's the guy that does he sells all the stuff online? He used to have a shop, Manitou.
All the vintage
Manitou?
stuff.
Manitou.
Or the thrifted
Is
stuff?
that how you say it?
Mhm.
Because I never know how to say it. And like
Manatee.
Manatee.
Manatee, Manatee supply.
You don't know what a manatee
They
is?
supply you with
It's
manatee.
not
Like,
manatee.
Johnny had something to do with him too.
Who's
Shane
Johnny?
Phil?
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
New Devils.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
He had some, or maybe he had some stuff in his shop or something like that. I can't quite remember, but
Well, I know he I guess I've seen a lot of dudes that kind of do what he does, but they basically do the thrift shopping for you, and they find all the cool stuff that you're hunting for, and they kind of like,
and then you pay a little bit.
and then you pay a little bit more,
Just-
but it's like
just a
everything
little
on the
bit.
shelf is like just what you would want to buy. You know what I mean?
I got Shiloh for that. Shiloh funds me all my goodies.
Well, right before, man, they had like
That's
big,
a good friend to have.
Yeah.
They had a thing at Saturn that we went to where it was like a bunch of different vendors like Manitou and some other guy that was handing out stickers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My wife knows what I mean.
I know
Oh,
what you mean, but I
Manatee?
don't remember the names of the shops. But
There
yeah,
were
they're
several
all
shops. They all came
great.
together for one big like flea market thing.
Yeah, like the punk rock flea market. type?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was something like, but it wasn't
Jake,
the punk
Jake
rock.
was in on one of those.
No, it wasn't the punk
Yeah.
rock flea market, but it was like another one.
Yeah, they
and
do
they were
it.
just selling like vintage clothing.
Yeah.
And it was really rad and a lot of really cool stuff. So, but anyways, that shirt that you're wearing that reminded me of something you'd see on his like Instagram.
That would cost like $100.
He'd be like,
on
oh
the
yeah,
shop.
$175 for this the good life.
Yeah. Once it's like super tattered, I'll sell it.
Dude, sell it.
I've had a bunch
Make
of people
somebody-
like ask for it, but also like it's funny because like this whole summer I mean y'all remember the Louis the Lightning Bug shirt I used to wear, right?
Yes,
And
I absolutely
only wore
remember
that
that
shirt.
shirt. Yes.
This is like that. So this whole summer I was like, I'm only wearing this shirt or my vest, and
Or a combination of both.
Yeah.
That's it.
I've literally only worn it like.
Did you cut the sleeves off of it, or was
So
that?
James actually cut the sleeves off at Brennan's one night. We were drunk, and there was like one little hole in the sleeve over here. And he was like, "Just cut him off," and I was like, "Do it."
Do it while I wear it.
And then he cut him off, and I was like, "Oh, I've had this shirt for so long," and then I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So,
Oh, it hasn't lost its coolness
yeah.
at all.
I mean,
That's
it's
right.
a freaking 18-wheeler shirt. Like
It's
it shouldn't have sleeves.
yeah.
I don't know why it had sleeves, but yeah, I've literally had it since elementary school.
Wow.
Well, I'm jealous. If you ever decide to part ways, I probably wouldn't fit in it, honestly.
Just a relic to have. We'll frame it, put it on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I need one of those calling station shirts, man. If
Yeah,
not
I
to
got you.
wear. Do you know what sizes you have? We're getting way too deep into that, but
I'll let y'all know. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a bunch.
dude,
But I
I
don't
don't even
know what's
remember what it was. I remember we
They're
had like
probably-
the armadillo thing.
They're probably odd sizes because, like, you know, everyone. I definitely know I don't have any mediums. Like, those go first.
That's fine. I'll take an XL. I
So,
mean, if you got,
I'm
if you
pretty
even have
positive I've got
one.
XLs. I might only have XLs and smalls, maybe a couple large.
Dude,
So
it only took 10 years to get one of my own band shirts.
you've never had one?
I don't think I've ever had one.
What?
No. If I did, I lost it. I
See,
don't. I don't think I ever had a band shirt.
I've got like
Yeah.
the gray, and then the brown.
And you said it had a buffalo on it.
Yeah, you made the design.
I don't remember the buffalo.
Yeah,
at
it was
all.
like I found a picture of a buffalo because it's like one of my favorite animals. And you did this weird like thing where you like I don't know the word. I want to say like inverted it or something, or like made
Okay.
it like a negative
Okay.
or something like that.
I vaguely remember. I remember doing that with the armadillo thing. Like we had.
Yeah,
like,
you did it with the buffalo too. Like you
Okay.
made the whole thing.
Okay,
don't
I want a
remember that.
buffalo
All right,
shirt.
now I have to have one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, put me on the list the next time you're handing out calling
Yeah,
station
for
shirts.
sure.
So
How did you get your hands on that then? How have you had that this whole time, but not merch?
I threw that in the same nightstand that I've had since
You
I
stole
met
it, that's
Katie.
how.
And it just lived in that nightstand. You know how you move around, you have certain pieces of furniture you just carry with you everywhere. And so I had one like my little nightstand that sits by my bed that I've had forever, and it just had relics in it, and it still does. And one of those was when we were starting to decorate down here. I was looking for stuff to decorate with.
Well, I've probably still got
I
like
hadn't even opened
50
it.
of those too.
Yeah, man.
So it still has the plastic on it.
Yeah, it still has plastic. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I take that back. It's just got a glossy finish that
Yeah.
looks like it's got the plastic. It's got the the little barcode.
Do you remember like the show we played when we took that picture? When the Devil's Disciples were
The
there?
Devil's Disciples, yes.
And they wanted us
That was
to come play
terrifying,
the little
man.
thing. And then they were like, "Y'all come play our club. Like, we're having a party." And we're like, "Oh, cool, yeah." It's like, "Cause someone got murdered." And we're like, and I was like, "I think we should do it." And like you and Donnie and Drake were like, "We're not doing that," because it's like in Inslee, like,
Oh, dude.
super dangerous, like area, like at a biker bar or a biker like clubhouse for a
Yeah.
party for one of their members getting murdered.
That's
Dude,
intense.
that is
Yeah.
That only
super
happens in the movies.
Yeah, and when we did that, legit, there was a lady that like I don't know if you remember that, like there was a girl that was up there and she was just like googly eyeing me like the whole time, and like she's the one that messaged us about playing the thing or whatever. Her name legit was Loretta Lynn.
Loretta Lynn.
She still messages me sometimes.
I do remember that show because it was at another, like, it wasn't just a gang biker bar, but it was like a biker bar that we'd played at 29 Dreams or something.
Yeah, that's where that was.
So we were there, and then they had all these dudes running around with Devil's Disciples like vests on, and
Property.
I'd heard about them, but I'd
That
never
is
like
gnarly.
I'd never seen like a bunch of like hardcore biker dudes. And
They're gonna
then,
come
like,
after
you're over
you
there
now.
talking up like the VP. He's like, "Yeah, y'all come play some songs and y'all take some pictures," and I'm like, these dudes like. They're pretty out there, pretty scary. If any of them listen to this, I totally respect your
They're
club.
coming after you now.
I have
Yeah.
nothing but good things to
Watch
say for you.
out.
No, they were. I mean, they were super nice. They're wild, but
They were nice.
They
They
were
were
super
very
nice,
nice. Yes, but yes, I've heard they're pretty scary dudes. So
it's I mean, their koozies literally say like "Don't
We
talk
will
shit,
kill
won't
you."
get hit. Like something like that. Like
What did Nick say? The closing thought we needed to have from now on or something? It was like
reoccurring
a
question.
question.
A reoccurring
Yeah.
question.
We don't remember it, but
So
we
if
should
you
probably
were a
do that
hippopotamus
next
in space.
Okay. Credits.
What planet would you fly to?
Venus.
Venus. All right. So that will be the reoccurring question that we ask.
I'm good at Venus.
If you were a flying space hippopotamus,
Venus.
you're going to Venus. I hear you, brother.
Thanks, Nick. You did this. You made this a thing.